Well, hello there, sports fan. Welcome to this week's edition of Red Race Welding and Wisdom Wednesday. Down here in the shop today, I got a little something on my mind. We talked about this here a while back about finances and stuff. This morning on TV, I happened to see this app you can get where you can go to Walmart or DoorDash was the two that they listed, and get stuff and not pay for it. Seriously? Somebody gonna pay for it sooner or later. Bet it's gonna be you. They had noticed that, and this is trending now, so I'm gonna show you to tell you this. They have said in the last little bit, they have gone to 43% of the people are starting to be over a week late on their payments to that. Well, hello. Tells you right now that you've got to pay it. So that money's got to be paid back. And I guarantee you it's going to be something on top of that. How do I know that? They went public on the market today on the New York Stock Exchange. I don't remember whether it was NASDAQ or what, but they went public. You don't go public without making a lot of money. Oh, there's a lot of things in there that all that goes to, because I just looked it up, looking for, okay, you got to have a base dollar amount. Well, that ain't it. It's all this, the value of the company, how much more they think they can get out of it and all of that. So they sell stocks. People will buy stocks. The more stocks they buy, the more fluid the company becomes. And but those people are buying them stocks. Why? Because they expecting a return on their investment. Where they getting this money from? You. So why are you gonna sit there? That cat up there, he got his pocket slapped full. That's something that's sitting on top of the world right there today, because all that there done with bet you money. The guy that owned that thing, that started that idea, he may or may not be with them right now, but he got a pocket full of money out of it because somebody bought him out. A group bought him out of investors and stuff, and they'll run it, but you're not going to get out of there for nothing. There is nothing free except the salvation of Jesus. I mean, that's free. And that's something everybody needs, because that's something you'll have for eternity. But anyway, don't want to get into a preaching sermon. I want to try to get y'all to understand about your money. Do not fall into these things about this. I can get this for free and I can defer that and all of that. Sooner or later, it's got to be paid. Guy told me he had a lot of rental houses. Well, they was running into problems of getting people out of them. You know, hey, you owe me some money, and you can't get them out of there. Well, they ended up having to change the contracts around and reword them so they can get them out when they don't pay. And here's the thing about it. It's like he told me. He said, if you can't pay it this month, next month you can't pay twice as much, or you wouldn't have got behind the last one. So you imagine this at yourself. How much money you gonna start loaning out to people without expecting some of it to come back? It ain't gonna take you long. You're gonna start missing your payments. So that's the same way with everybody else. They come up with all of these little ideas and stuff. It tells you that, oh, you can get this right here. That's free. Ain't nothing free. It ain't gonna be free now. You can defer it for a little while. You can put it off for a little while. Then there's gonna be some interest on it, because they ain't gonna let you borrow their money for nothing. It's like a fellow buddy of mine here a while back when him and his wife wanted a car. Well, he went over there and picked out what they wanted and everything, and the guy said, well, let me run you credit, and let me see how many people can, how many loans we can get you what kind of interest rate. Well, it come back, he said, well, I got 3 that'll, to work with us and 2 won't. What do you mean 2 won't? I own my own business. I've been doing, good. I've been paying my bills for years. He said, no, you don't understand. Those 2 that won't said they hold out for the people that can't afford a vehicle, and they charge them 22 to, 21, 22%. You gonna pay 22% interest on a vehicle? Are you kidding me? Well, what kind of sense does that make? Other than you ride around there. Again, got me a new car, new truck, whatever. That don't make no good sense at all. No, don't do that. Get you a used vehicle or something till you can get where you can buy you a new one. But anyway, I don't know what else to say. People just keep coming up with ways to make you think that you're gonna get some free money, or this is the way to go, and this is cheap, and oh boy, and they make it sound so good. And it's nothing but a trap to get you in a financial bind. And you're gonna keep getting in a bind, and it's gonna keep getting worse, because the more you borrow, the more you got to pay back. The more you borrow, the more interest you got to pay back on top of the money that you got. They all loan sharks, but they're they're all regulated. You know what I'm saying? So just don't fall into that, please. Please, just watch it, because it just ain't gonna work that way. A fella told me one time, he said, if you want something bad enough, you loan people more money than they can pay back. You'll end up with it. Kind of makes you a little nervous around here about how much money we got borrowed from other countries. Well, we're trying to get all that there straightened out now, because everybody falling into the same thing just like everybody. Well, I can get this right here for that. Well, I can get that. Well, look here, China, if you loan me this much money right here, we'll cut the tariffs. A lot of that, you can say what you want to about all of that, but about right. So we increase the tariff, start getting our money back on that. A lot of people fuss about it. Yes, it does make some of the things go up, but I'm sorry, that's just a hardship. If it hadn't never done it, where would we be now? So this is what we've got to get back to correct a wrong that was done years ago. So y'all don't be fussing about the tariffs. Yes, a little bit now, but it would have been the same thing had they not done it years ago. But now we're trying to get into a bind to try to get our deficit squared back away. Same thing at your home budget. You sitting there working on trying to get your budget back to where you can get your money back in the house. Same thing. It's just on a bigger scale, $1 trillion scale. But anyway, I'm not getting political either. I'm just telling you a fact. Whether you like Trump or not, I do not care. That's got nothing to do with it. We're not getting into all of that. I'm just telling you that son was a businessman. And I've always thought the country needed to be run by a businessman, because running this country is a business. It's not a political office. You have to get elected for it, true enough. But the man running the country ought to be a businessman, because that's all this is a business. And you sit there and if somebody's a good politician, they get moved in there. Well, they start taking advice from people that's doing what? Been selling us out for a while. Okay, well, look, we need this money for that. Well, y'all can charge this tariff for right here, for right there. It's all negotiating. And we ain't been good at negotiating, so I believe we're getting a little better at that right now. I just hope things will square away before we get too far. But like I said, I'm not trying to get political. I'm not trying to be a politician. I'm not campaigning for anybody. I'm just telling you a fact. And you can sit there whether you like somebody or not. You got to respect what they can do and what they believe in and their abilities to do a job. Old Charlie Kirk, bless his heart, was up there. All he was doing was telling people what he felt like and what his opinions and views were, and he got killed over it. That ain't right. You can't make right out of it. Anybody that's sitting there done been hollering about it and praising it and all of that, oh, we glad all of that. You a low-bred son of a gun, and you're going to hell for it if you don't change your ways. I said it now then. Yeah, I don't care what y'all do. You can unfriend me, unfollow me, kick me off. I don't care. That's a fact. So, now then. Again, I am not trying to be political. My main goal here is to try to get y'all to understand that everything that brass ring hanging up there that you jump up and grab, a little while later, that son gun, you'll find out that it's hooked to a gate on the bottom of a hopper. And a little while later, it's going to start easing out. Your weight going to keep pulling that thing down with your financial burdens. And all of a sudden, that grain, got bottom of that hopper is going to open up. Here comes everybody wanting their money. It's going to get rough on you then. So I'm sorry. I know I've done a lot of ranting and raving. I went a lot of across the spectrum of everything. But if you want to know how money works, look into it and find out how the money works. At one point when I was younger, you could not have more money printed and put out than what you had in the reserve to back it up. That's just like writing a check. I can write you a check as long as I got the money in the bank to cover it. Well, it's the same thing. The government works on the same thing. It's just bigger. So now and then all of a sudden here, couple back sitting there and they started just printing more money. Oh, everybody thought that was great. I got more money now. Money ain't worth a flip. You look at it, I don't know what the US dollar is valued at now. Or a few years ago. What was it valued at? I don't know. 70, 80, 90 cents on the dollar? Hey, so there you go. Your dollar don't buy as much because it's not worth as much. So, anyway, I'm getting off all of that. I just trying to get y'all to understand that you need to take care of your finances and don't fall into all of these little gimmicks and these little happy things that, boy, we can do that because there ain't nothing but a plan to bring you down. Anyway, y'all be careful. Stay safe. Go to church on Sunday. See you next time.